Hello folks, welcome back to Tunnel Barn Farm and day 2 of our Drennan Winter Pole Championship. I just had to bring you a little bit of live, and I'm making no apologies for the fact that I've filmed this man twice today because it's just so good to watch. Andy Bennett on the top pool,
30.
Peg 30, and I'm joined by a good friend of mine and the owner here at Tunnel Barn, Mike Hamilton. Mike, you must be pleased with how this place is fishing these last couple of days.
I was very surprised yesterday on how well it fished with the frost the 2 days beforehand. Always sort of in the back of your mind you think, is it going to fish, is it going to fish? And the results yesterday were tremendous for us, really.
Well, I actually put a post on Facebook last night, and I said in there I think it's the best single day of a festival I've ever seen anywhere on commercials. A festival of that size. And what I mean by that is how close it was. You know, the top 10 weights featured 7 different lakes. So from pretty much any lake that people drew on, they got a chance of framing yesterday, if not winning. There were 1,500.
It's fantastic that you have £100 off each lake.
Yeah.
It means it's well spread. The fish are well stocked in each lake. It's even.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which lake you draw, you've got a chance of winning.
Yeah.
Off any lake.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty that we have here. That Bagger's in again as I'm looking.
Yeah. I was just going to say that it was almost like I have this phenomenon, me Mike, called the curse of the camera. Like sometimes you can sit and watch somebody catch 4 while you're setting up to film, and then you turn it on and they don't catch any. I was worried that Bagger were going to do that to us because we've been sat here for what, 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
before we started filming, and he probably caught 3 or 4 fish in that time, didn't he?
He had, yeah, non-stop. The ducks had moved away. He'd been fishing amongst the ducks up in the water, as is normal. The ducks don't bother him at all. In fact, I think he actually quite likes having the ducks around him.
I think sometimes, you know, it's disturbance on the water which the fish know is natural, and that's always good. If you think about if you've got a windy lake, for example, often fish is better than a still lake. It's the same reason, isn't it? It's natural disturbance.
Ripple, but the fish are so used to the ducks.
The ducks are back, so it's be interesting to see if he gets one a bit quicker this time.
Yeah, you know, they're and of course we've got a bit of sunshine on their backs today.
We have.
Which is nice.
We have. It looks to me like he's fishing a fixed rig, not an overshotted rig. It looks like he's fishing 2 white maggots on the hook, loose feeding white maggots. I think that's orange hydroelastic in his pole. I could be wrong. I do know there are some prototype elastics being used at the moment by different guru anglers, so it might be one of them, but looks like orange hydro. And as you can see, regular lifting and dropping, working that rig. I think it's just all about creating that fall of bait, isn't it, Mike, really?
It's constant feeding. Look, he's not feeding heavily, but he's feeding little and often.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, it looks like 10 or 15 maggots going in. And every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds. The ducks are eating most of them, but he's fishing right to the ducks with them.
Yeah, he don't mind them at all. I've seen him do this before, you know. There was actually a couple of years ago on
his neighbours just hooked him.
Ah, yeah, down there. A couple of years ago on House Pool, I watched him, and this was short fishing. And
on 33.
I think it was, do you remember?
I do, I watched him do it.
Another
yeah.
one for him. And there were 4 or 5 ducks there that day. Now, you know, we're moaning, I'm saying he's slowed down catching. We're 4 minutes 20 into this video, and this is his second. And that looks like a bigger one.
Looks like a decent fish.
You know, and I'll be honest, I started here filming Bagger v Allen, and he was catching well then. So if he's caught like this all day, he'll win the match today. And he might even beat Jordan Holloway's weight of yesterday, £134. Now that, on its own,
was fantastic.
Yeah, but that'll be worth 1,050 quid, Mike.
Ah, for the best weight.
Yeah, if it's the best weight over the 3 days, it's a bigger F1. Look, that's a £2-3 F1. If he does, lovely. Look at that. If he does beat that weight, then I mean, another 1,000. I mean, not that he needs it. He's got enough old back granny, but
I think 134 will take a bit of beating. There's 131 as well, wasn't there?
yeah,
But so the top two were very, very close.
they were close. It's always is close here at Tunnel, isn't it? I mean, yesterday proved that.
Well, if you look at the names at the top of the leaderboard, you've got some quality guys fishing. You've got to be on the metal to be at the top.
Yeah. It's I say not immodestly, we attract the very best UK commercial anglers to this event. You look down the list: Andy Bennett, Jamie Hughes, Christian Jones, Jordan Holloway. It's just ridiculous, really. Alan Scotthorne, of course, not mention him. Frightening.
Yeah, there's a lot of very, very good anglers out here today.
Definitely.
It'll be interesting to see the results at the end of the day.
Another one for Bagger there, look.
Yeah.
And of course, the other thing I didn't mention tackle-wise, setup-wise, is he's got one of the short top kits on. And the nice thing about them, they'll let anglers fish with soft-ish elastic, like he'll be using, as I said, something like an 8 to 12 or an 8 to 10. It comes out, but then it can get them under control quick because there's not much of it in the pole,
An interesting fact that we've got here today. If you look at the pegs, Bagger is fishing the new peg 30. I've removed it off the peg next door to him,
Right.
extended it. So this is one of the first real tests that this peg.
So it's a new peg that I didn't know that.
It's a new peg. Look, 29 there, and was right the way around the corner. That used to be 30, and I said because 29 and there doesn't interfere.
Right, yeah.
We took peg 8 out here opposite.
Yeah.
Because of having to go down the bank.
Got you.
So he can park behind his peg, and now he's fishing the same swim basically as peg 8, but a lot easier to get to.
Got you. It is easier to get to it, and it's new water, isn't it, in many ways? And the nice thing about that peg now, just looking at it, is you've got your own water, haven't you? You're in that little.
Well,
not much water. There's not much water, but
you got 30, at least 30 metres in between him and the next peg, and a complete bend round to Alan Scotthorne.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got loads of room.
So they've each got their own water.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to watch Andy hopefully catch one more for us, and then we're going to sign off and have a wander around. But I just couldn't not show you how smoothly and nicely he's catching here at Tunnel Barn. As I said, it probably doesn't look hectic to you. You've got to consider he's caught 3 fish already in a time. He's probably going to catch another one. If he catches 4 in 10 minutes and he's done that all day, that's going to give him. What's that going to give him? 24 fish an hour. It's going to give him 120 F1s.
Yeah,
and he has got another one. So 120 F1s in here.
150
plus, wouldn't it?
That will be 150 plus. Yeah.
I don't think that's unrealistic, to be honest. Look at that. Should we watch him catch one more? It's a treat, isn't it?
He's so smooth with the action. He's so good.
The thing is, as well, it's not rushed. That's the key, isn't it? I think. People. I think sometimes, Mike, people get hung up on the idea of speed when you're fishing.
Yeah. He hasn't even got time to have a smoke.
I know. He always has time for that. He's deeper now. He might even be on the bottom now. He might have dropped down. Look.
What? I couldn't see the.
It's about 2.5 foot. That, unless it's either deep, shallow, or on the bottom.
He'd be deep shallow now.
Deep shallow at that depth, then, yeah, that makes sense.
You're probably looking at 4 foot there.
Tell you what, he's feeding some bait and all. I mean, he's lathering it in. I bet he'll feed a gallon at that rate, won't he?
He's putting a bit in peg 33, just take them on.
Nobody's quite catching at his rate, though,
No.
Yeah, and that was fish number 4 in this live. Nearly 10 minutes in.
That's at least £10 he's just put on, I would have thought.
Yeah.
In that 10 minutes.
I would have thought so. Be interesting to have a chat with him after and find out exactly how he's done it. I mean, obviously, from here was sort of some of it's almost best guesswork, but I know we're not far off on it.
Alan Scotthorne's in again.
Another one, yeah. Alan's nicking the odd fish, but Gary was just round here filming. He said Bagger was doing the damage, and he definitely is, from what I've seen anyway. Jordan had started to catch some fish though. Yesterday's winner up on the high pool.
Whereabouts is he?
Peg 12.
Peg 12. Well, that's not a bad draw.
Look, he's making a change, Bagger, now. That's interesting. Change in depth, is he, you think? Let's just see. Sorry about a bit of movement, folks. He's got cramp in the old wrist, so he's had to move a little bit. Now that must be a proper deck rig.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's going on a different line, look.
He's going on the inside.
He's moved lines. It's the speed as well of change, isn't it, of these top anglers. Like, you know, who wouldn't be happy with 4 fishing in 10 minutes? Well, he's not happy. He's resting that now. He's probably building that back up, letting the fish congregate back on that shallow line and then moving. And there we are, look, straight away on that other line, he's into a fish.
Yeah. Different elastic.
White hydro there, I think, I'd guess.
Yeah.
What a joy to watch.
Pulled.
Well, it just goes to show he is perfect. He is human after all, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign off, folks. Hope you've enjoyed that as much as we have. And keep your eyes peeled. We'll have more coverage from the Drennan Winter Pole Champs over the next couple of days.